In this video, let's look at how do one know that he or she is concentrating, he or she has improved their concentration. There are various ways that you can find out by yourself. Number one, imagine you're reading a book. You're reading a book and after some time you looked at your watch and you realize so much time has passed by. You didn't even realize that it is so much time that you've been reading a book. That's a sign that you have been concentrating. That's a sign that you have attained concentration. This is one way to understand whether you have attained concentration or not, whether your mind is concentrating or not. That means you don't know how much time passed by. You're so much into the work, for example, reading a book or doing anything for that matter. Number two, if you are working in concentration, you may be disturbed even of a pin drop. They call it as a pin drop silence, isn't it? Even if a pin drops on the floor, even that sound distracts you. That sound irritates you. That means you are so much focused on your task, even that pin drop noise will distract you. That is one way to understand that how much concentration are you working with. Now the other way around to look at this is, if you are concentrating, you may not even bother even there is a bomb blast right next to you, even if there are firecrackers being burst right next to you. So that's another way to look at either extremes. Number three, imagine in some situations you read a book and you remember it for a long time. Either it could interest you or you have, most importantly, you have put a lot of concentration with a lot of attention. You have read that book or you have read that subject, you have understood that subject. And such subject or such topic or such incident you can recall effortlessly. That means that is a situation where you have put your full concentration. So reflect on such situations, reflect certain examples in your life, so that you know yourself that what is that situation or a scenario that is making you concentrate, and if you practice the time again, that will help you. So this is one way to understand whether you have attained concentration or not. For example, a student reads a topic. They read a year long, but reading a specific topic at a specific time in a specific manner would make him memorize for a longer period of time. So there is a difference. We all experience such scenarios, isn't it? So look for them. That's another way to understand whether how much are you concentrating. Number four, if you are enjoying, if you take pleasure in doing something, you're so happy in doing something, that means you're doing it with concentration. Now, if you are agitated, if you are irritated, if you are bored in doing something, that means you are not concentrating. So see to that. This is another way for you to identify whether you are concentrating or not. We talked about in one of the videos earlier, do what you love or love what you do. Number five, when we are doing certain task, certain household activity or certain physical activity, or when we are playing a game or a sport, we may get some injury. We may get caught with some injury, but we may not realize at that point in time. But later in the evening, when we are reflecting, when we are looking at our body, we realize there is an injury on our body. We get surprised, thinking that, oh, when did this injury happen to me? When did I get injured? Oh, slowly you realize, okay, this could be at that point in time. So that means you did that work, that task, or you played that game with full concentration. That injury at that point in time did not even bother you, did not even give pain to you. So that is the concentration. That means in that situation, in that game, in that sport, or in that activity while performing, you are fully concentrated. This is another way to know whether you're concentrating or not. Number six, if you did something perfectly, if you did something with a wow in it, if you did something as if that only you could do it, if you have created something, a wonder, it could be a painting, it could be a drawing, whether any activity, any household activity, and mopping a floor. That means if you did that well, that means you are concentrating, you have concentrated. The excellence in what you do will let you know that whether to what level have you concentrated. Now, if you don't do it, if you did it for the sake of doing it, that itself will tell you that you did not concentrate and do it. Number 7, In our life, when we do certain tasks, we complete some of them on time, on dot, but some of them will never get completed, or it will take longer time. So this is an indication. Whatever you have completed on time, on budget, they call it on time, on budget, on quality. That means you have done that work, or you have executed that project with full concentration. But if it's the other way around, then it is not a concentrated effort. This is another way to find out whether you have concentrated, you have attained concentration or not. You can know whether you have attained concentration or not. This is another example. Number 8, imagine you're doing a task, whether you're reading a book, or you're writing a program on your computer, or you're performing a task, a physical task. Now the qualities, you live and breathe that task, you live and breathe that activity. That means if somebody comes and try to tap you on your shoulder, you will talk that language literally. That means you are concentrating, literally concentrating on that activity. That's another indication whether you have attained concentration, whether your mind is concentrating or not. Number 9, this is like to the next level. It is taking it to the next level. If you are doing a task and you are actually living that moment, like meditation, if you attain that perfection, if you're living that moment literally in whatever you do, that is literally the next level. They call it as a nirvana. You are in a state of bliss. So that is the next level of concentration. This is altogether the highest level of concentration, but it comes only by practice. If you are in that situation for few moments on every day, that means you have attained a lot of concentration. You excelled at concentrating on a certain task. So these are the various ways and means by which you could understand that you have attained concentration, or look at whether what level of concentration are you at.